This is one of my first Blender artworks from 2023. I was fairly new to the software, but I remember being quite proud of it. However, recently I was going through my old artworks and I saw this and said, wow, this is bad. If I made this today, it would be so much better. So I guess we are remaking this shit right now. But to improve something, we need to understand what went wrong. Let's start with the smallest offenders. Well, first of all, I can see jack shit. It's way too dark. The animation is just a few keyframes slapped together in hope no one would notice how bad it looked. And the ground is just a plane with an image texture. There is also way too much detail. Like, where are you supposed to look? Here, 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 or maybe here. But most importantly, I think it doesn't hold up because there is no thought put into it. There is no consideration on what affects what, like the tables are attached to a metal pole and that's it, and the bar is a metal box? I don't even know what it is. You know, I'm beginning to understand why I made it so dark. Okay, clearly there is a lot of room for improvement, but with a proper plan, it's doable. So to address all of the problems, I created this roadmap. And we can start with a very important fundamental, which is the role of a concept art is extremely important, since it will give the general direction in which the project will be going. And because its function is so crucial, I decided to use AI. And by AI, I mean my actual imagination. I arted myself with a pencil and reference and started drawing. The bar itself is the main protagonist, so I gave it some extra attention. I decided to turn the building from a metal box into a shipping container, which already gives it much more personality. With the plan literally drawn out, we can finally get into Blender. Starting with modeling. Once again, I started with the bar to redeem myself from the grey metal cube. I put a lot of effort into the new one, so it looks like something that could exist. But arguably, the most eye-catching part of the render are the few boxes in the background. It's the big fucking neon sign. In the previous version, it's just a text with an emission texture, and it looks bad. This time, I actually made a proper neon sign with the tubes and lights on the inside, which makes a huge difference. And thanks to the concept art, I could think about what affects what, and now the tables have wires so they wouldn't fall in the wind. Now, if you don't suffer from short-term memory loss, you remember how garbage the old ground looked. But to really improve it, I had to completely change my approach. You see, the previous floor looks like a plane with a texture on it. That is because it is. It's a plane with a texture. It has very little variation in the depth, and that is why it appears so fake. It basically all comes down to how I created the 3D model. I just need a new method. Oh wait, I got it. Instead of sculpting or texturing the ground, I can go outside and take pictures of dirt from many angles and then convert it into a 3D model. This process is called photogrammetry or 3D scanning. I can now import the scanned elements into Blender and actually make the floor seem believable. Just look at the two different versions. But apart from the new ground, the rest is a clay render, so we need to give it some textures. The process involved a mix of procedural and image textures. To be honest, it wasn't that different from when I was making the old piece. When I realized that, I knew I had to be doing something wrong. Let's take a look at it. It's fine, I guess, but it's like nothing belongs together. It feels like a collage of different parts. The render lacks a unifying layer, some kind of dust that will coat every object. Fortunately, thanks to some Blender texturing magic, we can get that, and the before and after is crazy. However, if you look now, there are these characters, and that is because the next step is animation. In this video, I detailed how I created these two characters who are actually in the previous render. They just look a little bit different. Watch out who you call ugly in high school. If it comes to the animation, I just did it. There isn't much to talk about, but there is this really cool video about it you should definitely watch. Wow, what a classy plug. But now that's everything in place, it's ready. Damn, it looks really blunt. I guess it's time for post-production. In this stage, I need to switch software to Nuke and Premiere Pro. Ew. Nuke lets me add realistic glare and play with the colors, while I'll do sound design and final edit in mini hit. Before I show you the final result, this video is in HD, but I made this with 4K in mind, so I uploaded a separate version in the full 4K and put it in the description for those who want to enjoy every pixel. But for now, let's see the results. I'm happy with it, but every artist is never fully satisfied with their artwork, and now I kinda regret not putting the graffiti on the bar. Besides, maybe the project was about just thinking things through and learning from your mistakes. I don't know. I guess I will redo it again in the next 3 years to know the answer. You should subscribe so you won't miss it. But if you want to see my more animation heavy video I mentioned earlier, where I actually explain my process, click right here. Also, part 2 of animating the MVPs is coming soonish with some major improvements, so stay tuned.